Hi guys, it's Love and Info, Enrique Blasik. Biggest sensation on YouTube yet. So how are you guys? I hope everybody's doing well. Um, Again, thank you for everybody that still sticks to me, that still watches my videos. The comments are amazing. I haven't yet replied to them because I haven't been caring so much about social media lately. I've been kind of just focusing on myself and just kind of staying away from that. I'm not even on my Instagram right now, and I've been doing very little advertising for the videos. But all that stops today because I'm gonna go as high as my hair. Anyway, so the subject of today, it is a discipline. Yes, that's what it says right there. I don't know. I have no idea how to spell discipline, obviously, nor do I have an idea of what discipline actually is. But I do know that I need it in my life, and that we all do in order to reach that we need, and how and why it's so hard for a lot of us, especially for me, to stick to discipline and what that means to us as free souls and what we believe that is. And you know how a lot of the times we believe it's taking something away from us or making us miss out from something, when in reality it's just that we're afraid of the positive outcome of, because it all comes down to loving ourselves. And when we don't, and when we don't think much of ourselves and find ourselves worthy of much, all of those positive results may scare us a little bit. So I'm gonna try a different dynamic with you guys today, because I'm always trying to achieve for better explanation, for being more coherent. So I'm always trying like new things to explaining my ideas and my thoughts to you guys. So today I'm going to like I make a lot of little things like this, where like one thing takes to another, takes to another, takes to another. You know what I mean? Like little things like that. And that's why I learn, and that's why I'm able to visualize the message that I want to give to you guys by putting it like that. I don't know how to explain it, where those are, but I'm gonna try to go by that, and to like reach you guys a structure of it, to see if maybe I can get a better grasp and hold of my thoughts and explanations. So, see, I even put it right there. Trying new dynamic of free. um. Anyway, so how I realized that I needed it. How did I realize that I needed discipline? Well, I've always known that discipline takes you somewhere well, and that in order for you, something that my mom always taught me is that you have to work hard for what you want in life. And if you the harder you work, is the better result you're gonna get. And there's something I learned as an escort, is that I didn't really have to work hard for any of the stuff that I had before I spent it. And you know but back then, being $1,000 to me would not mean $1,000 now, that I want to work for them. You know what I mean? Like getting my check, for 700 and something every 2 weeks, and when I was at work, and actually appreciating that, and be like, I'm gonna do this with it, I'm gonna do that, and it has to last me this long. Now my spending habits weren't have changed much, but it was better. It felt more satisfying, as in like I've gotten $1,000 before within whatever amount of time, very short, and it was gone. It was never enough, and I was always more worried about more. So that's part of what discipline makes you achieve, which is more content self. How I realized it was important. Well, you know me and my ways. How I realized that it was important was when I lost my job. When I lost my job, I I needed my job. I needed that discipline. I needed to feel in structure. I was trying to leave drugs. I'm still trying to leave drugs. I'm taking it day by day. I'm doing a lot better, by the way. For those who care, follow my sobriety path. I'm doing well, so thank you. Um, for now, but I'm expecting to do well for longer. But bottom line, I wake up and I'm like, how do I run away from from my drug addiction? Where do I go? I need a structure. I need discipline. I didn't have it. Why did I leave my job now? And I realized how important it was to have discipline, and how important it was to achieve it and work for it, when I was scared and I didn't know where to go, because I had not trained myself to have discipline over my own body and emotions and my carnal needs. So I realized how important it was then to have discipline, and how much I need it. And yet I don't have it. Yet I'm sitting here talking about it. But I'm telling you how to do it. I'm just telling my story, Cardi B. Anyway, so explain how discipline creates order, and it's okay to be afraid of it. Okay. So a lot of the time order makes us feel like we're missing out. Why? Because we feel like if we do the same thing every day, we're going to be missing out on all those other times in which we were doing the same circles over and over and got the same result. But yet we feel like if we one day we stop doing those circles, we're going to get a different result. And that, my friend, is called, oh, she needs some chapstick. Give me a second. She can't be out there looking like that, you know? And that's the thing about my videos. I'm never gonna stop the video and like re-edit it or do anything like that. Not until my lip gloss is popping. Anyway, so back to discipline and how it's okay to be afraid of it and how it's okay to be afraid of order, because a lot of the times we fall for insanity and thinking that the same thing that we're doing now, if we fall into discipline and we do a circle of order that actually gives us results that we can mark and enjoy, we'll be missing out on those monkey circles that we were running before by doing the same thing over and over and calling ourselves free spirits or calling ourselves, you know, not attached to any kind of work or anything like that. And like I said, that is called insanity, because we keep doing the same thing over and over expecting different results. So we're fucking crazy. You're crazy, bitch. I'm crazy. You're crazy. We're all crazy. We're fucking crazy. And then we're just a bunch of crazy monkeys running around looking, you know, for the same thing that we're never gonna fucking get. But you don't realize that. You don't realize that when you're doing it, you just feel like you're missing out, and you want to be wild, and you want to be crazy, and you want to run back to your same old ways. Well, think of the worst part of your moment. Don't think of the best one, because that one's, we know it's rare. You know, when you're out there fucking up, and how many times it actually went well. You know, and I'm not saying it goes bad for everybody. It's just that a state of mind that you're in. If you believe that you're doing what you need to be doing, then whatever you do, it's going to go well. But if you know deep in your mind and deep in your head that you need to be somewhere else in life, that's going to project onto anything that you do, and nothing is going to go well for you or those around you. So you need to get yourself to that place in life where you need to be and where you are, you know, achieving to be. Because if not, nothing that you do in this present moment is going to go well at all. So missing out, a change. That's another reason why we're afraid of order if we come from a complete state of chaos. Because, hold on, my mom's coming in. She's going to be camera shy. There she goes. And so change. A lot of us are afraid of change. A lot of us are afraid of you know, we can be afraid of change for many different reasons. We can be afraid of change because we grew up with too much of change. You know, a lot of times, you know, foster kids or people that move too much, or people whose parents changed couples too much, or people who had parents who changed too much, you know, or people who always didn't have many changes in their life could also be afraid of changing. You know what I mean? Like me, I didn't have many changes in my life. Like in Mexico, I lived in 2 different houses for 13 years. I've seen the same people growing up every day. I went to the same primary school from 1st grade to 6th grade, you know, and it's like, I always see change as maybe not something too positive, you know what I mean? Because I've always been so in my ways, you know what I mean? Like here, this place that you see right here, I've been living here since I was 16. Like, just the thought of my mom moving out of here, even when this hasn't been my home or the place that I lay my head at, just the thought of my mom moving out of here freaks me the fuck out. You know, even though that means that if I move out or if she moves out, I won't have a place to run, therefore I have to be and push myself to be better. It still freaks me out. You know, it's just who we are. It's human nature. So change is another one. Lived in chaos your whole life. So that's another reason why we may be afraid of order, because we lived in chaos our whole lives. So a lot of the time when we see something going correctly, we get afraid of it. So, oh my God, I hate myself for this. But you know what? It's part of doing life, of documenting life. So here it goes. I'm just replying to a text as a friend was coming over. I swear to you guys, I hit the no disturb button. Like I hit the no disturb button. I wish I can show you guys my screen, and it still pops up. Like every fucking message, like it still pops up. I don't know how to stop it, and I'm like, I'm a slave of my phone. I'm a slave of my phone, just like everybody else is. But you know what? We'll work on that later. Let's leave math first. um. So yeah, lived in chaos their whole life. So someone who lived in chaos their whole life and then all of a sudden starts living in order and teaching discipline, it's gonna be super afraid of that because it's gonna be something different. So me, no matter how much comfort I've had in my life, no matter how much order I grew up around, I've always stuck myself out of it and became wild. So most of the people, if I tell them my life story, they'll be like, "Oh, I can tell that you grew up like this," and I'd be like, "No, no, 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 no. It's the complete opposite. I grew up very well. I was bred well. I was nutty by nature." Not advertising, just saying. um, but so anyway, so I stepped out of all that order in my life because I wanted it chaos. I wanted it to feel crazy. I wanted to, do drugs and be wild and be a little escort and be a little this and go to the park and hang out with homeless people to see about their lives and to see what they've gone through, to see the real struggle in life, to see the real ugly of life, and to make it beautiful and to live by it. And I grew up like that. I grew up putting myself through all of that. So once I'm trying to achieve something else in my life and I'm stopping all of those things that take me away from that and trying to walk away from all those people and trying to pull myself away from all that and step myself into what I know how to do very well because I was taught how to work. Regardless if I had 2 jobs in my life or 1, I was taught how to work right by that lady right there. And anyway, so I was taught how to work right and everything, but because I'm always on that, because I'm always on that crazy state of mind, chasing was detrimental to me, thinking that I can handle everything. Um, I'm afraid sometimes of the good things happening to me because I'm like, it just freaks me out. Remember, I told you guys in the video, like my life is going too well. I was like, I'm dating a guy who's great. I have a job. I like, what am I doing? Why is everything going good? I can't stand it. So I freaked out, and it all comes down again. Before I read to you guys, yeah, I lived all in total chaos, and all that causes all of these things that we're afraid of order, and being afraid of order could be by missing out, changing, lived in chaos your whole life, and it all comes down to it all makes us clash and to destroy the order, and to repeal discipline even when we see positive results. So all of those things that we just talked about that make you afraid of order, they make us destroy ourselves and make us self-sabotage. And we put ourselves in the self-sabotage train, which is made by guilt and remorse and emotions that we can't let go of. We talked about that before. We must, okay, so this is the point that I'm trying to make. This is a beautiful point that I'm trying to make. So every single time that we destroy ourselves, that we sabotage ourselves for any of those reasons that I've just mentioned right now, we all do it because we don't feel that we're worthy of those positive results that order and discipline brings to us in life. We're scared of feeling warm. We're scared of feeling neutral. We're scared of feeling well. We're scared of not being scared. We don't have that rush in our bloods that it makes us think of how to work in the next step and makes us all the time. You know what I mean? Because everything is great, because everything is lovely, because everything is going in order, and we just don't fucking like it. And it's not that we don't like it because we just don't like ourselves. We don't feel worthy of that positive impact that discipline may have in our lives, even if we know how to do it, even if we're good workers, even if we're good listeners, even if we're good learners, even if we're really good at creating good environments for ourselves. We don't feel worthy of the positive outcomes that this discipline brings to us, and therefore we sabotage it ourselves, because the sabotage strain is made out of guilt, self-hate, I don't know, whatever else. But you get the point. You know what I mean? So what must we do before we get ourselves into a disciplined training? We must love ourselves. We must tell ourselves that we want best for ourselves. We want the best because we deserve it. Just because we're alive. Just because other people looks at us and tells us that they loves us and they care about us, even if nobody does. We're worthy of it, and we need to remind that to ourselves. And that's what I'm doing every day. Like every morning, every chance that I get for like the last 2-3 days, I've been waking up and telling myself why I love myself. Every time I do something that I'm proud of, every time that I give a friend a good advice, every time that I wash the dishes, every time that I'm a better, that I try to be a better son, every time that I apply for a job, I tell myself, I love you for that. I love you for not giving up. I love you for still being here. I love you for being you. I love you for doing your videos. I love you for exposing yourself. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I'm trying to remind me that to myself every single time, so that in a week or so, when I have a job again, because it's gonna happen, when I have a job and I'm in that structure and I'm getting these positive results, I feel worthy of it, and I don't freak out and run away from it. You know. Yeah, we must love ourselves. And then, you know, when we're not afraid of order, order brings us beautiful things. Order brings us discipline, accomplishment, rewards, self-satisfaction, and to stop chasing what's detrimental to us. Because once we see what good for us is and how it makes us feel and how worthy of it we feel, we no longer chase that doesn't do that is detrimental for us. And you guys are gonna meet this one bitch. Come here. She just came in. So remember when I told you guys that I was going to do a video with a friend and she never came?
God.
This is her!
What is you doing? I came at the right time.
Yes, you did. My mom is here, so we're going to have to live in a second.
Okay.
Alright guys, we're all stars. Please shine like one. Know that you deserve to shine. Know that the world deserves to see your shine. I love you.